you have someone on the spectrum like that, but you also just got to transfer and buy a adoption.
What have you learned, do you think, from year one being in the main seat to now?
That it's so much more than just basketball. Like I feel like I'm managing so much other things, so many other things that I think Coach Ivey kind of talking about, but you don't really know until you get there. And it's like basketball's like the last thing that you're dealing with. So, but yeah, just managing, just making sure that I'm making my stand, my philosophy, vision. That's what I kind of learned, and just to not take things too hard so much, because I feel like I'm a person that wears my heart hard on her sleeve, and it's like you gotta learn, you gotta grow, and you gotta move on. I learned that a little bit in the NBA. In so many games, you can't harp on one thing. Just learn your lesson from it, move on. So I feel like I learned that.
How difficult? How would you describe the last year in terms of difficulty? Just not only learning, the head coaching job, being in it, but then everything going on around the sport.
Yeah, it was really challenging last year. I think just COVID, the normalcy that everything was unknown, the uncertainty of every day. I feel like we had that. I had that hovering over me every day. Just was somebody going to test positive? Well, we're going to be able to practice. Well, I haven't had to play games. I always had that kind of hovering over me, so it was kind of hard to navigate. But I had a lot of help and support from my staff, administration, and so I feel like we did a good job of navigating through that. But it's just being able to be comfortable being uncomfortable depending on the situation. So you had to just navigate through that.
Right. How do you think then what you guys went through last year maybe helps you push forward this year?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to get through that season, we got through the whole year, which again some teams didn't, and the fact that we fought through that. I feel like we grew as a unit. We grew together with that experience, and then we're coming in with a chip on our shoulder because we didn't end the way we wanted to. We lost games we didn't want to lose, things like that. So I feel like together we understand like what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. But I think we learned a lot by being in those moments and having such a hard season. You learn a lot going through difficulty and adversity, and I always felt like that as a player, but just felt the adversity in a totally different lane and space last year.
You played with the program, you've been with it for a long time, and there's such a high standard that everybody expects with Notre Dame. Kind of how did you handle, the losses and things that didn't go well on the court? You're a competitive person.
Yes.
I'm sure you had to learn also to kind of manage that part of it too, and saying you didn't have a good year and move forward.
Yeah, that was hard. Just you never want to lose. I feel like my job to come in here is to make everybody better, and to kind of continue the legacy that Coach Ivey has built. So and again, an alum, I take that personally because I've always taken it personally when it comes to Notre Dame, my passion for the university and for the program. But yeah, it's just kind of managing through that, managing through losses, trying to find ways to get the better. I feel like Coach Ivey always talk about she never slept, and I'm like, I sleep real good tonight. And then you move your seat over, and I'm like, that's what she meant by not sleeping. My mind's always racing. How can I get better? How can I improve as a person, as a coach, and how can I make them better? So that was something I had, I figured out. This is why I'm not sleeping. And then, again, like I love this game. It is just a game, but for me, it's more about mentoring them, wanting them to be better. And so I kind of managed through, the season, just feeling like every day I'm just going to try to get better and try to get the team better than we were the day before. So if I try to look at it in that landscape, then, hopefully we can get better together and grow. So that's what's kind of my mindset as I was going into each game. I had a lot of injuries, started with only 7 players. My top player, Sam Brunell, was out for most of the season, battling injury. So you just have to go with what you have and just know that I knew that all these lessons, things was going to make us better and just try to get better every day. And try not to look so far in the future and worry about the present.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
The last thing I wanted to ask you was, when we were talking about the pressure or the standard of Notre Dame, like players, they're young people and they can internalize pressure. You try to tell them don't pay attention to the outside, but they're human, they hear it.
Right.
How much did you have to kind of manage that, and maybe even now, where people are kind of watching to see what they do next this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like knowing taking this job, I'm taking on the level of responsibility, the expectation of the standard of Notre Dame. So I knew that walking in, what I was walking into, and so I feel like I addressed that with the team, especially because I'm being an alum, one as a player, one as an assistant. I tell them exactly what I want. I tell them my vision. I want to win. I want y'all to experience what I experience here. That's always my ultimate goal, and I feel like with this group, we always talk about, when you come here, the expectation is to win. The expectation is high. You know, it's a high profile situation when you come to Notre Dame, and you inherit that legacy. You inherit that. But when you walk into our space, you walk into our facilities, only thing you see are national championships and Final Fours, and so it's inspiration all around you. And so if you take that on, and I feel like my team is very competitive, and they want to make an impact. And so we kind of talk about it, we address it, because again, like you say, it's out there. So if we address it, you know, I feel like they understand it. You know, it is a lot of pressure. It's hard, challenging, but they understand it. But they also signed up for it, and so did I.
Yeah.
You, last year, you know, Olivia kind of got the bonus season, basically. Kind of joined you late, you know, early enrollee. Now she has a full off season under her belt. You know, is coming in as, I guess, a true freshman at this point. How has she grown? What have you seen from her? What can people expect from her this season?
Yes, well, again, that was such a bonus year, just to feel like she got her feet wet. She came to Syracuse, thrown in the fire. You know, she had a summer with us, so got a lot of chemistry at running the point, knowing what I want her to do, understanding the system, getting in the weight room, getting in shape. You know, it's her first time being, you know, using weights, you know, like, so she's just having more like a college experience where she's actually training 5 days a week and in the weight room and getting better, getting stronger. But I feel like just having the chemistry with the team, them getting a chance to play this summer together, I think that was huge. And just, again, understanding she was kind of, like I said, thrown in the fire, but she still had learned the entire offense within like weeks, and the entire defense, man and zone defense. And so she has time. We watched a lot of film. We're still watching a lot of film. So I feel like she has an understanding. But the fact that she had an opportunity to do that, she plays with no fear. She has a ton of confidence, and it's only going to help us with starting, because I mean, potentially starting at freshman point guard, you know, with the schedule that we have, and also with this league in the ACC. So I think having that experience, yes, it was hard, but it's going to be beneficial for her down the road.
Yeah, that was another thing that struck me about her is in the ACC tournament last year, there was a girl who should have been finishing up her senior year of high school ball, and she's playing against Clemson. You know, she just never seems scared to come up. What does it do for the rest of your team when you have a point guard that just sort of drips that kind of confidence?
Oh, it just exudes confidence with everyone else, and she's a special player. She's a very flashy player. You guys kind of just saw a glimpse, but like the first day of practice, I mean, she broke somebody down and made them fall, and we're just like, that's why she's here, you know. So again, like, she has that swag about her. She wants to be the best. She plays with a chip on her shoulder. I feel like she's always playing like she has something to improve, and I think the team feeds off that. They understand that she's a special player. She's going to be really special for us, and I feel like they have so much confidence in her that she just being on the floor with her IQ and her ball handling, she makes them all better by just leading us.
You have a young team.
Yes.
You also got a grad transfer in Maya.
Yes.
What has she brought to this team that maybe you didn't have?
Yes, I mean, just her presence. She's really efficient. She's very smart, very high IQ. Her voice, she plays at a different level, different speed. And I think that's just because she's been, you know, get somebody that is a senior, and you know, she's played at Stanford, obviously one of the best colleges in the country. I mean, she learned a lot, and just that experience, the way that she plays. I feel like our kids look at her when she's on the court, she changes everything, and she's starting to play a little bit more with us because she was coming back from injury last year, this summer, and so just the fact that she's on the floor, she really makes an impact on both sides. And so just having that experience, I feel like our team, especially our young posts, are really feeding off of her and her energy.
Sonia is another player who was in that class with Olivia that had come early, but is another highly touted prospect that people are expecting a lot of things from. How has she kind of fit in so far?
She's been phenomenal. She's a worker. She stays in the gym. Very coachable, high IQ, very versatile. She does so many things well. She's a great defender. She can rebound. She can offensive rebound. She can shoot. She can pass. Like, she does it all. And she came off of U19 experience playing USA basketball. She's coming off a great summer. So I'm going to rely on her a lot, and she's going to make an impact right away.
Where does she fit in, like, positionally? Is she a wing or?
Yeah, she's a wing, but she definitely can. She definitely can be a stretch forward. But right now, I'm trying to get her in understanding one spot, and then I think down the road, I think she can definitely branch out once she kind of masters her position at the guard spot. But she can run the point. She can, she does it all. She can post. So I think you're going to see like a hybrid 3-4 eventually down the road. But yeah, I love her versatility and her willingness to do whatever we need. If we need a defensive stop, she's going to do that and wants to do it. So having someone so unselfish has been really refreshing to have.
Yeah, how do you feel about your first year?
For what?
Your first year last year.
Yeah, how did I feel about it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was exciting, just to be. I'm literally every day my dream job to be able to lead our program, to lead Notre Dame. So it was really exciting. I felt really blessed. The year was hard up and down, but I knew coming in that it was going to be like that. I think the challenge was trying to get the team to grow, staying healthy, staying COVID free. I think my challenges were more in those regards, and again, I just wanted to get better. So I felt like it was like overall a really good year. Again, being able to survive a year like that, I was proud of my team and my staff for getting through it. And now it's like I'm planting my seed and just continue working on getting better.
Yeah. So how you think your players having to deal with no fans or little fans?
Yeah.
You think the energy kind of got to them a little bit, or not lack of energy or whatever?
Yeah, I mean it was hard. I think just you having to generate your own energy, and that's something that they were used to being able to be in, packed arenas, and just not having that definitely was a challenge. I think it was very not normal for, I guess you could say, the lack of terms of not normal for them not to have fans in the stands, only have their family. So I think this year just having that support is going to mean a lot to everybody, even on the road. Just having that noise. We had to play music in practice just to just try to teach them how to generate their own energy. So just having that, I think, is going to be a blessing. Just to know that we're going to have people in the stands at home and away, I think it's going to change. It's going to change a lot for us, for everyone, I would say.
Yeah. So talk about the few players that you feel like made an improvement coming in this season.
Yeah, talk about a couple players.
Yeah, that made improvements.
Yeah, to be honest, everybody came back, stronger, better. I feel like Dara came back. She's just a worker, in great shape. Her three-point shot looks really good. She's been working on getting downhill. Her finishing attacks, like her mid-range game. I think Anaya came back and she's in great shape. She's worked on her ball hand, she's worked on her shot, and actually, and Maddie, she has so many things she does well. She's in better shape, she's stronger, and I think she's worked on her passing, her three-point shooting, in her mid-range, because she can do both. But to be honest, I feel like everybody's come back and worked on something, but I guess those three stand out the most. I think Olivia's come back from the summer really strong, just being able to go through a summer. Strength and conditioning, I think she's come back a lot stronger. So it's nice just to see so much improvement, and we're still working to continue to grow and get better.
What goals do you have for the team, like short-term goals?
Short-term goals, again, I guess short-term goals is we're coming into non-conferences to stay undefeated at home, and my thing is just to continue to grow as a unit, and continue to make sure that everybody's contributing and just understanding their roles and staying healthy. That's my goal. Obviously, we have a shorter roster this year. Staying healthy would be definitely number one goal. So we're praying that some of those are out of my control, but praying to stay healthy and be available.
Okay.
Has NIL entered how you recruit at all, or factored in or changed how you approach recruiting at all whatsoever?
No, I think we're still kind of learning. I think it's a ever-changing landscape, and we have some things set in place in Notre Dame that has helped us as far as when we have recruits on the road, when they ask questions about our resources. So they've created an incredible resource called the Gold Center for us to kind of filter our team to using NIL and getting a lot of advice. We have a lot of people that are actually in that department that are helping individually our players. And then for recruiting, it just depends. Some recruits ask about NIL and some don't, but we just like to make sure that we have the education that lets them know that we're trying to help as much as we can to try to make sure our players can maximize their talent and their image. And I think it's a new space for everybody, so I think we're all trying to learn from it. So hopefully next year we have a little bit more education, because some of our players are getting opportunities, and hopefully we can put them in a situation that they can use their platform to get more opportunities.